Are you struggling to decide what colors to use for your wall paint, furniture, and decor pieces? Are you unsure of how to combine these colors to create a beautiful, cohesive color palette throughout your home? Continue watching this video because I'm going to discuss all the elements that you need to consider when you're choosing colors for your home, and I'm going to help guide you throughout the process. Let's take a look at the color wheel. On the color wheel, colors are divided into color temperatures, so either warm colors or cool colors. Warm colors are things like red, orange, yellow, and cool colors are the blues, greens, and purples. White and grays are neutral colors, and they can be either warm or cool toned, depending on the undertone in these colors. Color temperature is important to recognize in a color because it will totally affect the mood and atmosphere in a room. Cool colors will create a very soothing and sophisticated atmosphere, while warm colors can feel very cozy and energized. So once you understand color temperature, now it's important to understand color tints, tones, and shades. A color tint is taking any color on the color wheel and adding some white to the color. So if you take the color red and add white to it, it's going to make a pink color. Tones is taking any color and adding gray to the color. This is going to desaturate the color and make it feel less bold and bright. It's going to give a more muted version of the color. Tones can be really useful when it comes to wall paint color because it's still using that beautiful color that you chose, but it's muting it down a little so it's not as jarring and overwhelming on your wall. And a shade is taking any color and adding black to it. The color will basically just get a lot darker. So that was color tints, tones, and shades, and now we're going to talk about color palettes. So there are three main color palettes that I'm going to discuss in this video. The first one is monochromatic. Monochromatic just means you're taking one of the main colors on the color wheel and you're using all of its tints, tones, and shades. Lately, we've been seeing a lot of monochromatic neutral palettes in interior design trends.
These spaces use white as the main color, but you can choose any color and create a monochromatic palette from this main color.
Analogous means that you are looking at the 2 or 3 colors sitting next to a color on the color wheel. So if you're looking at red, an analogous palette would be red, orange, and yellow.
In this photo, you can see they're using blue, teal, and green, which are analogous colors.
And you can use all the tints, tones, and shades of these 2 or 3 colors. And the last one I'm going to mention is a complementary color palette. This is when you take 2 of the opposite colors on the color wheel and you're using all of their tints, tones, and shades. A complementary color palette can be really great for many reasons, and one is that there's a lot of contrast between 2 complementary colors. They'll really help each other pop out, and this is what provides visual appeal. Another thing that's really great about this color scheme is that it's a great way to combine warm and cool tones together. Okay, so how do we actually combine these colors and use them in a space?
There's a design principle called rhythm.
Rhythm in interior design and architecture is when you repeat colors, shapes, textures, maybe even materials. It makes these different elements really combine together and look cohesive in a space. Color is the easiest way to do this in a space by repeating different tints, tones, and shades throughout a room. And you can do this in obvious ways by repeating the same color in either a vase here, a pillow over there, and maybe a rug. It's really the consistency and rhythm that ties all these different elements together and makes your space look cohesive. To create some more visual appeal in a space, you might want to use contrast in your color schemes. You can do this by choosing one kind of main color in your space. So let's say blue, a blue rug, a grayish blue couch, and maybe a white wall paint with a cool blue undertone. To make the blue in this space really pop, you would want to add its complementary color, which is orange. When it comes to creating contrast, it can feel very overwhelming if it's overdone. So just add the complementary color in little pops throughout the space.